we really have to quantify this. This is a ridiculously special time in society because the internet is genuinely one of the great inventions of the human race. This is like printing press, this is like an airplane, like this is crazy. We haven't quantified it because it's hard to be contextual when it's your life. But this is a remarkable time where it is actually practical to start careers or create dollars that subsidize your overhead of living a life around things you genuinely like. That is super unheard of for our grandparents' generation. And so for me, even when I look back at some of the themes, and I've been getting hit up a lot about the first book I wrote, Crush It, which, you know, I wrote in 08, came out in 09, like, I wasn't thinking about writing a book. That, you know, I was doing wine and putting out, you know, wristbands and t-shirts, and that was my life. But like, it hit me like, holy fuck, this is crazy that you can start, like, if you love Game of Thrones right now, your ability to start an unbelievable media empire around analyzing Game of Thrones and making $59,000 a year off of ad revenue and selling hoodies and things of that nature, it's real. And to me, that's insane. The problem is everybody's trying to like start a company that's gonna do $1 trillion. And we just need a massive reset on what success is. And I think happiness, genuine happiness, not acting happy on Instagram, needs to be a starting point.
Yep. And to do that, you gotta unlearn a lot of programming. You know, you gotta unlearn a lot of things because when you make that.
Real quick, maybe. You're right, that is the norm. What I've had to do, and this is why I jumped in and I apologize, something I realized is I've had to maintain what I've learned. Mm-hmm. Like people ask me all the time, like, what do you read? What do you watch? I'm like, nothing. Like I spend so much, I always wondered why I was such an atrocious student, right? Like I was an atrocious student, not like bad. Like the way I got into college was I got a postcard in the mail and I filled it out. You know, and something very early in my life triggered. I don't remember how I thought about it, but there was something that I knew that like this was fake and this was real, and basically for the last 15 years, all I've done is tried to preserve, you know, what I had. You know, instead of unlearning, I've tried to maintain. I think the great fear I have is to become a caricature of myself, right? When you start having this, so like the accolades or getting the negative comments all kind of don't affect. I just stay in that zone. And so for a lot of people, you know, people are confused. People think success, you know, changes people. I think it exposes people. I think money and fame exposes you. You know, now everybody knows you're a dick. And so I think, yes, people have to unlearn, but I do think there's a solid segment in the audience and watching that needs to maintain. And I think a lot of people, I've watched a lot of people get some micro internet success and get real confused real fast, like they're somebody. A lot of people getting high on their own supply, you know? Mm-hmm. And I think they're making a mistake. It's a hard truth that people need to realize that a lot of people are just still stuck in high school. You know? Like I think people would like to think at 38 and 54 and 63 that they don't navigate their life based on what popular kids say about them, but unfortunately that's not true, and you're conditioned to that so early. Peer pressure is fucking people up. Judgment is rampant. Judgment's always been rampant, but now it's being typed out, and you can see it in perpetuity and at scale. And so people need to get quiet. People need to start figuring out how to get quiet and creating a self-worth system within their own mind that isn't required validation from the outside. And I think once you can find something that you enjoy to do, that's a really good place to go for that on the professional kick. And once you can find people you enjoy, that's a really good place to go on the personal side. So look, I think the thoughtfulness of the tone of this talk, maybe it's because of kind of the way you guys started this show, but it's very much, I think I use a very natural showmanship, high energy, Jersey personality. But if you look carefully underneath the cursing and the excitement and the energy, I'm very into these very basic truths that I think are quite meaningful. And yeah, man, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my happiness, and I'm grateful that I see how happiness is manifested in others, and I'm desperate to over-communicate this conversation.
Yes, sir. Amor fati, love what is, love your fate, love where you're at, you know? I mean, I think that's the lesson that we can all take.
But when people hear that, they confuse that with a lack of ambition, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm outrageously content. I've said it a lot of times. I haven't said it recently, so I appreciate you bringing this up. I used to say a lot in interviews that, like, if some weird genie from the future just sat here and was like, this is it, right this moment is the height of every success for you, and now it starts to taper off and decline, I'm grateful for the process, you know? Yep. So I'm content, but I'm hungry as fuck. You know, like there's so much I want to do. I want 7.7 billion people to interact with me. I want to win 7 Super Bowls as owner of the New York Jets, you know? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things I want to do, you know? Yep. But I'm also equally content.
Yeah, that paradox is false, and that's what the theme of the speech was. You're good where you are, but you can do more. You can do better. You can keep reaching, right?
I believe that.
It's only in holding both that happiness, which is always ours, which is our birthright, will actually be recognized.
And the other thing I referenced this earlier today as well. You know, it's also okay to change your script. Like secretly and like darkly, I like kind of weirdly hope in 11 years I wake up one morning, I'm like, I don't want to buy the Jets anymore, and just, that's that. Like, and just throw that curveball to the market, and I was gonna be like, fuck Gary, you got me so invested in this, fuck you. I'm like, sorry, going to capture rare frogs in fucking Sri Lanka. Like, you know, this incredible ability for so many people here to overjudge themselves is something that I'm trying to understand better. I don't fully understand why I don't do that. It doesn't mean that I hold myself not accountable. It doesn't mean you become delusional. It means that you don't overbeat yourself up because everybody else sucks too. Guys, you're not going back. Like, I'm sorry you didn't pick that job or go to that college or date that person. Like, it's fucking over. Like, but I'm serious about this, like, right? Like what? Like, what positive thing comes from a sentence that starts with, I wish? Like, I don't see it. And like, the only people that are coddling you are other fucking losers. Or somebody that loves you a lot. But like, it's not productive. Yeah. Like, and you're able to do something about it. My big thing is that we're able to do something about it. You know? Like, I make a lot of references to like how rare it is to be a human, and then I make jokes about like how lucky I am that I'm not a ladybug, you know, like, and I mean that. But I mean that. We are like the alpha species. Like, if you're like a fruit fly, there's a lot you can do, but there's these things called humans out there that are like, you know, like, you know, and so the sheer lack of gratitude, guys, if you're a human being in America, in this fancy theater tonight, and you afforded the ticket for this place, you're lucky as fuck. There are young women in like third, fourth world countries in cages being trafficked. Like, do we understand, like, where is the complete and utter, I literally, like, I bring this analogy up a lot. It happened again today. I watched people yell at baristas because they gave them the wrong fucking milk of the fucking moment. They're like, I said oatmeal milk, dick. They're buying $7 coffees and they're mad about the milk. We've just lost complete and utter perspective of how We just lack gratitude. You're fucking alive and you're capable. Go do, like, nobody cares about your fucking problems. They have their own problems, asshole. Like, I don't know. I mean it. It's such a bad use of energy, right? Like, if you don't like it, fix it. Like, the lack of accountability in the system right now. Like, social media, delete Instagram off your phone. If it's ruining your life. It's free. I'm confused out here. I really am. And then my favorite thing, watching 50 to 70-year-olds shit on millennials when they're the ones who fucking parented them. This generation blows. Maybe if you didn't give them an 8th place trophy, they wouldn't be entitled, Susan.